Going live, just like you guys asked for. Waiting, hello, welcome. Hello everyone. As promised, I'm here. I'm going live. I'm going to review all of the comments that I got on my post from yesterday, and I'm going to explain the pronunciation. I've got my marker board with me so I can hopefully write it out and you can see it. And we're just gonna have fun with it. So you guys really did not hold back with your words. So I'm gonna try to get through as many of them as I can. Hello everyone. Thanks for being here. Hey. But we'll see how I do. If I don't get through all of the words, we can definitely do this again. So no worries. All right, let's see. You guys ready? I'm gonna wave to some of you. Hello. Hi guys. All right, here we go. So the very first word that someone commented, which is the most difficult for him to pronounce in American English, hello, hey, is mustache. But this is the way he wrote it. Check it out. He wrote it this way. Okay. So I actually looked it up because I'm not used to seeing it spelt this way. I'm used to seeing it spelt another way. Hello, hi guys, welcome. Just trying to say hi to everyone. All right. This is how it is more commonly written in the US. Like this, okay? So we don't have this, we have this. So this word is pronounced as mustache. But when you see it this way, it kind of makes you want to say mustache, which I'm sure is probably the origin of the word, right? Like how it's originally pronounced. Hello, hi guys. But we say mustache, mustache, like mustard, mustache. And this is that soft sh sound. Even though it's a CH, it's not a ch, it's a sh. Okay, so mustache. Hopefully that helps. That was a good one. And you know, a lot of times spelling is what throws people off the most. These words that we use in English have so many different origins, French, German, Dutch, and Latin, and it's really confusing when you look at the spelling because the spelling and the letters of the alphabet don't correspond to just one sound, and the sounds are not always consistent. So sometimes it's just a matter of memorizing the letter combinations and memorizing the word as a whole. Hey guys, thanks for being here. All right, so if you just tuned in, I'm going through all of the words that people have commented on my last Instagram post that are the most difficult for them to pronounce. We just did mustache, and I'm about to do the next one. So next we have, okay, these are good. These are French words originally. My friend wrote these down, and I love saying these words. So I just want to make sure I'm spelling them correctly. And, okay. All right. So another example of words with French origins. Hopefully you guys can see that. I flipped the camera so that you can actually see it the way I'm writing it and it's not a mirror. Okay, so these two words, how do we say them? This first one here, this is how I would identify myself. I'm an entrepreneur. So here, this is rooted in its French, it's French roots. Okay, so entrepreneur. Doesn't make any sense, right? Doesn't look the way it's spelled, but let me break it down for you here. So it's almost like you're saying Okay, so it's like this. On, like O-N, preneur. Entrepreneur. entrepreneur. Hey guys, thanks for all the hearts. Hello, hello. All right, and the next word we have is reservoir. Reservoir. Okay, so this is actually similar to, I'm guessing how they would actually say it in French. But this R in the middle is silent. All right, so we're not really saying it. Reservoir. Reservoir. You're welcome, Shivani. She said, thank you for this, entrepreneur. All right, hey guys, so hopefully that helps. Entrepreneur and reservoir. So confusing, right? You can see how the spelling really just doesn't help at all in these situations. English is so fun that way. All right, let's see what's next. So many good ones. And if you guys comment any in this live, I might not be able to get to them because there's just so many. But I'm gonna try my best. All right, let's see. Next one. We've got, okay. This word was suggested by another person who actually teaches linguistics and American pronunciation. And he said that this is a really hard word for his students. How do we say this word? So, all right, we've got a consonant cluster here. All right, we've got the G, T, H. I can't even tell what I'm doing in this screen. We've got G, T, H. So how do we say that? How do we say consonants one after the other? It's really difficult, right? Hey guys, I'm gonna show you. So I know that there are two ways for sure that people pronounce this. Okay, the first would be to say all of the consonants here. So strength, 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 right? So I'm going for that ng first. String. Hey, I'm doing your suggestion right now. Strength. So first you'd go for the ang, string, and then you'd go for th, which is really hard for a lot of people. It's hard to go from one consonant to a th. And same thing happens when you go from th to s, like in months. That really throws people off. Like, how the heck does my tongue go from th to s? So same thing here. Strength. Or not strength. Strength. Okay. But I've also heard other people say it without the G. And they just go right for strength. Strength. It requires a lot of strength. And I think it's a dialect thing. I think it just depends on where you're based in the country, in the US. But I would say strength. It requires strength. And I think another person suggested length. Hey guys. Oh, so good to see you all. Someone else also suggested length. It would be the same thing. It's got that a, angth. Tough. I know, right? All right, let's see what's next. Hello, everyone. We're getting through a few of our words that were commented on my last post. These are the most difficult words for you guys to pronounce, and I'm breaking them down for you. All right, let's see. Next. Oh, okay. This one's interesting. Let's see if you know this one. How do you say this word? Thanks for the hearts. All right, so here, this is auditorium. Auditorium. So we would pronounce this T. Okay, sometimes we don't in American English, but this one we would. So auditorium. 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 The assembly is being held in the auditorium. And the other one, Farzaneh suggested this one, is ruler. Ruler. Where's my ruler? I think this one might be tough because of the R's. Ruler. Hey guys. Hello. Anyone have trouble with those words, ruler or auditorium? I think it's the R that really trips people up. Hello. You guys are so sweet. Thanks for being here. Okay. Let's see what's next. Ooh, okay, Xavier gave me this one. He's also another teacher. He teaches English. He's trying to trip me up with this one. When I saw this word, I swear I said it to myself with a British accent because I think it just sounds so much better with a British accent. But I'm gonna explain it both ways. Okay. Oops, I spelled this wrong. All right, hang in there. Bear with me. I have not used this marker board and these markers in months, and I'm doing the best I can. Okay. First word. When I saw this, in my head, I heard it as literature. Literature. Maybe I've been watching too much Harry Potter, but I heard this as literature. But in the American accent, we wouldn't say it that way. We would say literature. 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 Okay, so this T would become a D because it's in between two vowels. Literature, and it's not on the stress syllable. Okay, so this T becomes more of a D. Literature. Now, I feel like people who study literature in college, they don't say the full word. They'll just say lit. I'm a lit major. Or I'm studying, what's a genre of literature? Like Shakespeare lit. Or I've heard of chick lit before, like female, chick lit, chick novels, like female friendly books, and books written by female authors about the female experience. So chick lit instead of literature, but that's how I would pronounce this word. If you are saying it with a British accent, it would probably sound like literature. All right, so you would drop that E, literature. Thanks, guys. Hello, welcome. Oh, and the next word, this one is procedure. Okay, so this throws people off, this D. Again, the O, not pronounced pro. We don't say procedure, we say procedure. Procedure, procedure. Okay, so this is where the stress is going here. So this O becomes more of an like a schwa. Okay, so procedure. And then this D becomes more like a J. So let me rewrite it. Okay, let's see how it would look if I rewrote it phonetically. All right, so we've got bear with me. You're welcome. All right, procedure. How could I? Okay, procedure. Yeah, okay. Like this. Procedure. Procedure. And the C would get the stress. Procedure. He's having a procedure done this afternoon. How did the procedure go? What are the procedures and protocols? I wanted to say that the N is articulated, becoming generalized. Are you referring to strength? Strength. Yeah. Okay. Procedure. That's procedure and literature. Those were fun. Tina's trying to throw in as many words as she possibly can. As if you didn't comment enough on the post. All right, let me see how many I can get through. All right, actually, Tina, we're up to you next. So you wrote down a lot of words that have R at the end. So I'm going to group them together. RL, world. Let's see what else. And then we have, okay. These two really trip people up. Actually, I'll do them one at a time. Okay, so we're going to start with these two. Okay, we have girl and world. Girl and world. Thanks, Tina, for this one. So these two words end in the girl and world. It's almost like the vowel's not even there. Okay, so it's like this becomes girl and this becomes world. Like that. Girl, world. So we are pronouncing the R, we are pronouncing the L, and for world, we're pronouncing the D. So we're not skipping out on any of those consonants. We're just kind of like skipping over the vowel. So girl and world. Hopefully that makes sense. And then the other two she suggested, well, I'll leave those on there, are, this is more of an issue that people have with vowel sounds and L. Okay, so here you can see walk and work. Walk and work. Walk, like dog or father, walk, and work. Again, let's pretend that vowel's not there, and it's gonna look like that. Work. Sorry, my marker board is messy. Work, It's like you're going right into the work. Walk requires me to open my mouth and lower my jaw. Walk, work. Walk, work. Do you see the difference? Hopefully you hear the difference. Let me just go through some of the comments because I know some people, there's no way I'm going to get through all of these. Okay, I'll try to go through the comments at the end, but I can see that people are giving some feedback. Can you ask me something when I finish? Yeah. Tina says, why can't they be written as they are spelled? It would be so much easier. I know, I wish. Maybe someday we can, update the language and put in a request to make everything just be spelled phonetically. But until then, we have to learn all these crazy rules, right? That's why I'm here to help make it a little bit easier. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it makes it more complicated. But once you get the hang of it, right? Like once you find enough words that have similar patterns, you start to pick up on it. You start to see like, okay. Tina says maybe in the next life. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's see. What's next? All right, JGU English requested that I go over these three words, which again, all come down to vowel sounds. I love teaching these. Okay, we have got and hut. Okay. All right. These three words look really simple, right? They're three letters. You've got a consonant, a vowel, and another consonant. So how do we say them differently? Because otherwise they all might end up sounding the same, and we don't want them to sound the same because they're all different words. They have completely different meanings, so we don't want to confuse them. So let's go one by one. First word, hot. 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 Second word, hat. Do you notice the difference in my mouth? Hat. So we went from hot to hat. Hot to hat. Okay, so that is more vertical opening. Versus okay, so my lips get pulled back and my jaw comes down. Hat. And then the final one is hut. Hut. So my mouth is the least open on this word, okay? Someone said, our coach loves to live in a hut. I did a sentence using these words. I think I said like she wore a hot hat in a hut, something like that. And it was really tough for people to tell the difference between these three words. We have hot. It's really hot outside. Hat. Where's my hat? Hat. And hut. He lives in a hut. Okay, so you've got hot, hat, hut. And if I were to give you words that rhyme just so that you have hot, let's say, bot, bat, butt. Okay? All right, we've got hot and bot, hat and bat, oops, and hot and butt. So hopefully that helps. That was a good one. Thank you for the suggestion. All right, let's go to the next one. Are you guys liking this so far? Is this helpful? Are you having fun? If you can't stay for the whole thing, don't worry. I'm definitely going to upload this on my feed so you can watch it later and play it back later. Thank you so much for your explanation. The way you move your mouth to explain it makes it pretty clear. Perfect. Happy to hear it. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. This word throws me off too. It's funny. Like you go your whole life saying something and then you realize it might be different. Okay, so this word. How do we say this word? All right, so I have spent most of my life saying this as jewelry. I hear other people say jewelry, jewelry, jewelry. I don't think you can be wrong either way. Jewel, jewel. Okay, oops. Again, I'm doing it. It's so hard to do this while watching yourself in the camera. Okay, so we have jewel. Okay, like the crown jewel. And then you have re. Okay, so like R-E-E, jewelry. Okay, jewelry. Or you have jewelry, 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 jewelry. Someone said it's the New Jerseyan in you. Yeah, I know. I couldn't shake all of it, right? The jewelry versus the jewelry. I'm gonna say you can say it both ways. Jewelry. All right, what's next? Someone else said entrepreneur. We did that one. Ooh, okay. Vabhab suggested this one. I like this word. Okay. How do we say this? How do we say this word? Well, let's break it down. All right, so we've got, no, you guys can't see. We have 4. That's pretty straightforward. It's just like the number 4. And then you have 2. And you have short I. And then you have fortuitous, dis. I guess it would be like a D. Dis. Fortuitous. You can't read that, can you? Fortuitous. It would be quite fortuitous. It would be quite a fortuitous opportunity for you to, like something that happened to you at an opportune time, right? Like it's in your fortune, good fortune, fortuitous. Is that helpful? Fortuitous. Good? Thanks, Vabhab, for the suggestion. Gotta come up with a good sentence, though. Fortuitous timing. Ooh, like serendipity. Fortuitous timing. How fortuitous for you to stumble upon my page as I went live. As I went live for the very first time, or second time. Hey guys, hello to everyone that's just joining. We're going through some words, difficult words that are commented on my last post. These are the most difficult words to pronounce. Fortuitous. Wouldn't the 2 sound like chew? Fortuitous? No. That would be if you were saying fortune. Okay, like Fortun. Fortune, then the T would turn into a cha. Fortune versus fortuitous. I know, it's not consistent. So even though you've got fortune, I think someone else suggested this. Yeah, this becomes like for fortune. fortune, versus fortuitous, where we say the two. We don't say fortuitous. Which one is the British? With the two. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There are a lot of, discrepancies between British English, like the British accent and the American accent when it comes to things like that. Same thing with the word schedule. Someone also requested schedule. That's actually the next word. And I know that I've heard British people say this as schedule. Schedule. Maybe not schedule, but schedule. Okay, but in American English, we say schedule. So this CH becomes a K sound. Okay, so it's like and how much you emphasize the ual, right? Schedule. Hey guys, hello. Welcome. All right, so we've got schedule versus schedule. Is it schedule or schedule? That's British, but we don't say it that way. That threw me off the first time I heard someone say it that way. I was like, why are they saying sh? But, that's just how it goes. Differences in pronunciation as the language gets kind of trickled down and moved around. All right, so schedule versus schedule. Next word. Ooh, okay. This is another good one. I mean, these are all really good ones, guys. How do we say this? Oh, Canadians sometimes do the sh as well. Wouldn't doubt it. Probably depends where in Canada, right? All right. This word, how do we say this word? This one also reminded me of this because one of my clients has been struggling with this word and it contains the same sound, and then also this word as well. These all have something in common. Okay, so we've got leisure, zh. So this S becomes like a ZH sound. It's voiced. S is confusing because it looks like an S, but it's not always pronounced like an S. It really depends on like what's happening after it. And especially when you have S-I-O-N, okay, it's either going to be a sh or a zh. And in these situations, it's a zh. It's a voiced zh, like Beijing. Okay, leisure, vision, confusion. Leisure, vision, confusion. Yeah, we wouldn't say leisure. We'd say leisure, leisure, vision, and confusion. We wouldn't say vision or vision, confusion, vision, leisure. Does that make sense? So you've got this zh sound, which is the voiced version of shh. Oh, someone said conscientious. That's a fun. Conscientious. So that S, C-I-E is making a shh. So that's voiceless, meaning your voice, your vocal folds are not vibrating. There's no vibration here. Shh versus zh. If you guys try it, if you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say voiced versus voiceless, I want you to try something. So all you have to do is find your Adam's apple. Just kind of gently put your fingers on your throat, okay? And say S and hold it. You shouldn't feel anything here, okay? Nothing. But if you say Z, you'll feel the vibration happening in your throat, okay? That's the difference between a voice and a voiceless consonant, and that's the only difference. What's happening in your mouth is the same between S and Z. Z and S. My tongue is doing the same thing. Same concept with SH and ZH. Your tongue is in the same position, Z and sh. The only difference is the voicing. Now, how do you know when to say S as a Z or S as a Z, whatever, right? Like S as an S or S as a Z. Well, you'd have to learn some rules of phonics and spelling, and you also just have to memorize words and kind of look them up in the dictionary and learn the pronunciation that way, and just build a repertoire of these words so that way when you see them, you know how to say them. Okay, let's see. All right, we've got quite a few more. I don't know if I'm gonna get to all of them. I don't even know how long I've been doing this for, but it seems like you guys are having a good time. Let's do like 5 more, okay? Let's see, we have this word. Okay, how do we say this? Well, you can actually say this 2 ways. I looked this up for someone once because we weren't quite sure. And sometimes it just comes down to preference. So you can say this as, I'm going to write it out. Often or, okay. You can say this word as often or often. You can either say it with the T or without it. Okay, so often or often. I usually go with often, but you're not wrong if you say often. Okay, it's kind of stuck around and people say it both ways. Often or often. It's not often, often, often. All right, 4 more. Let's see. We have, all right. This is a long one. Okay. How do we say this word? There's a lot going on here, right? So let's break it down. We've got this. We've got this. And then we've got this happening. Okay, so first of all, the P-R-E we're going to say is pre. Pre. Predetermined. Predetermined. Ind. So oftentimes people will actually pronounce this E here, and it's actually silent. It goes right from the N to the D. Okay, so predetermined. And again, this E is more like a D, right? Mind. So let's say it like that. Predetermined. I know it looks like mind, but it's mind. Should have added an H. Predetermined. Okay? Does that help? Awesome. Okay. Predetermined. Your place in line was predetermined. The decision was predetermined. Again, I'm thinking of Harry Potter and how the hat has already predetermined which house you're going to belong in. All right, next word. Okay, we talked about fortunately. Well, we talked about fortunate. We talked about fortuitous. Someone else recommended this. All right, so I guess I'll just add it. Fortune. Okay. So these words all have the CH word. Okay. I mean the CH sound. The T turns into a CH. Okay. So we have fortune, fortunately, unfortunately, fortune, fortunately, and unfortunately. 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 So it's not tune, okay, which might be more British. It's more like for chin, like your chin. Fortune, it, lee. Fortunately. Fortunately. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. It was unfortunate of him to arrive late to the party. It's unfortunate that we all have to deal with lockdowns. Unfortunate. Okay. Let's see what's next. Okay, I'll do 3 more. So, okay, another one from Tina. This one is... Okay, I think I spelled that right. Okay. How do we say this word? Talk about misleading letters. There's one too many letters in this word. Acquaintance. This A is acquaintance. Acquaintance. Okay, so let me write it out phonetically. Okay, so it's like acquaintance. Hopefully you can see that. I know the board is so blue. It got blue because of this marker. It's way too inky. I need a different, either a different marker or a different scrubby board. All right. I know this looks like acquaintance. 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 You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Acquaintance. All right. So as you can see, we're not really... This C and Q is just a K. And Q and U always make a qua, like queen, quaint, quaint. And this AI is making an A sound, AINT, ain't. Acquaintance. And this becomes tense, ints, not tance. Tense, not tance. Okay? All right. We're going to do 2 more. I'm going to try to clean this board really well. I actually brought some spray with me, so let's see if that helps, all right? Give me 1 second. Let's try and spray this. Got some Lysol. Everyone having a good day so far? We're almost done with the live. Hello, everyone, for being here. Thanks for the hearts. I have some notifications, and I don't know what to do with them. Let's see. There's a question. How can I pronounce? And then this is, a request. Maybe I'll go live with some of you someday and I can like bring you on and have you actually practice pronouncing what I'm explaining. That could be fun. All right. I don't think that helped, but I tried, guys. I tried. Okay. Whew, we're going to do 2 more. And this came from Freddie Mauricio Cardona. He gave me a little list, so I'll do all 3 because they're pretty short. We have, it's just 2 words. And one of them I already did. Okay, we have air, air, and world. Air. So both of these words have the R. Okay, our lovely friend, Mr. R. Air, air, air. So remember that A sound requires that you pull back your lips and your cheeks. Air, 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 air. And then my jaw comes up because I'm making the sound. Air and world. World. So remember with world, we talked about how you're basically like skipping over O and you're just going right to R. World. World. Does that make sense? All right, let me see. I'll do 1 more. And you know what? Maybe I'll just pull from the live because you guys have been so patient and I know that you've requested a lot and I didn't get to them. So let me see what's in here. Maybe I'll just say them really quickly. So we have, I'm going to go all the way to the beginning. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. This was fun. All right. Let's see. Hello. Good afternoon. It was all a lot of hellos. Let me see. I know I saw some people requesting words. We did entrepreneur. Suggestion. Okay. Suggestion. I'll write that one down. Oops. Let me write it down. Let me close this. Okay. Suggestion. This one has a lot going on. All right, how do we think we say this word? I mean, you just heard me say it, right? But how? All right, so we've got sug, g, g, g. So we're gonna split these G's down the middle. We're gonna say both of them. Sug, g, g, g. Suggestion. Suggestion. Now, some people I feel skip over that first G and they go right into this one. And they just say suggestion. Suggestion. You can't really hear the difference, right? I tend to lean more towards being overly enunciating, right? Like I like to do things properly, but that's just because of who I am, and I'm very detailed with my pronunciation. But oftentimes people who aren't really thinking about this and have said it their entire life would just say suggestion. Suggestion. Okay, so if I were to break this down, suggest, chun. Okay, suggestion. Or chin. We're gonna say chin, not chun. Suggestion. Suggestion. Okay, here we go. Suggestion. Suggestion. Right? Chin. Suggestion. I would say suggestion. Sug. I like that feeling of the G. Suggestion. Sug. G. But I feel like most people skip over it, and you're not wrong either way. So, all right, guys. I think that's going to be it for today. Yeah, someone said, JDU English. I didn't actually know you could pronounce the first G. You could if you want to sound like me. I tend to over-enunciate. But you don't have to. Your goal is really just to be understood, right? Like, you're not trying to be perfect, but you are just trying to reduce your errors, reduce your mistakes, make sure that you can be understood, that people are taking you seriously. You're very welcome. This was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do it again. I'll make sure to do another one of these lives and do more posts like this so you can comment with difficult words, and maybe we can do different sessions focusing on one sound at a time or one type of word at a time. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. I just launched a brand new offer. If you are looking to have an accent assessment done by me, you can check out the link in my bio, and hopefully, I can help as many of you as I can. Oh yes, Vab had requested that I talk about this one other concept. Okay, it's not really related to pronunciation, but it's more so about how to remember new vocabulary words. So his question is, I learned a new word, but when the time comes to use the word, I forget it. How can I remember the right word to use at the right time? Okay, so this is a whole other topic, but very briefly, my advice to anyone who's trying to learn new vocabulary is this. Do not try to learn every single new word. Don't try to learn every single word that you've never heard before. If you're reading a book or an article, or you're watching TV or a show, whatever it may be, and you hear a lot of words that you don't know, the advice is, write them all down, look them up, write a sentence, and then try to use it. But that list will be never ending for you, and it's impossible to prioritize and to know which one to study first, right? Because it just feels like too much. It's a never ending list. So what should you do? Well, here's a tip. If you're reading something related to a field outside of your own. Like, let's say you're a teacher, right? Like you're an English teacher, but you like to read information about the tech industry. And they're using a lot of industry jargon and terminology that may be relevant in the article, but is not useful for you in your day-to-day life. Do not waste your time trying to look up all of those words, because you will 99% of the time never use them. What you should do instead is prioritize vocabulary words that you hear quite often, and the ones that you hear that are being used in your own industry, right? Like your own field of work, your own hobbies, whatever it may be, right? Like, but don't waste time trying to learn all the vocabulary words that are really not being used on a day-to-day in your life. Once you've got that figured out and you prioritize those words, then only do like 10 to 15 a day. Like review 10 to 15 a day. Don't do more than that. I would even say like focus on 10 a week, because there's a number. I read a whole research article and study about this, like learning vocabulary for adults. And they were saying like your brain needs to be exposed to that word, I think it's like more than 7 times or 8 times in order for it to actually stick and to make sense to you and for you to be motivated to use it yourself. So you can write that word down as many times, but you need to see it out there in the world. You need to hear it. You need to find it in writing, right? Like you need to read about it. And the more you see it and the more you try to use it, the more it's going to stick. So it's pretty straightforward. There's no like magic solution. Don't overwhelm your brain with new vocabulary, because it won't stick. Unless you are trying to short-term study for a test and you're going to like apply what you've memorized and then forget about it, which is not a great way to learn, then don't waste your time trying to like overwhelm your brain with index cards on a daily basis of like 20, 30, 40, 50 vocab words. It's not real life. You're better off just reading and listening to the news or watching a movie and inferring the meaning of a word based on the context around it. And then hopefully the next time you hear that word, you're going to know what it means based on the context, and not because you kept it on a list, on a vocab word list with flashcards. Hopefully that makes sense. We can talk a lot more about vocab in a separate live, but all right, guys, that's it for me today. Thanks again for being here. This was a lot of fun. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, shoot me a DM. I'm here to chat. And check out the link in my bio if you would like a personalized accent assessment. Bye, guys. Take care.